Yes, guys, welcome from me, Championship Manager 0102. We have a preview save for you. Ross Horn sent me this yesterday, and he asked if I'd do a review on it. It's taken me a while to download, and for some reason, it kept saying error, and I had to resume, and eventually I got it. Now, all I know is that Ross uses a starter kit to play his CM. So, whilst I mention that, I want to quickly point out that for those of you that don't know, there is a starter kit for Championship Manager installation side of things, as opposed to what I do as a full installation. There is a video on my channel somewhere which I've used from my good friend Eben, who has a proper video on how to use the starter kit. He's your man for that, and I've literally just used his video on mine with his permission, of course. So if that's of interest to anybody who's not quite computer savvy in terms of installing it, but fuck that shit. Right, Ross Horn. So it's been a while since Ross Horn has actually sent me a save, and all I know, I've not even run this yet at all. All I know is that he's 12 or something seasons up. He said it was a kind of game on challenge, a journeyman save. That is all I know. I haven't got a clue who he is. All he told me is that it was a kind of game on challenge. So let's see. Okay, the first thing I'm spotting is that he doesn't have the contract protection thing on. That's something that Gary don't have on, something that I do have on, which is why it's bringing it up now. And I really regret having that on in mine and Matt's game on challenge of our own, because it's a fucking ball ache. I don't like it. I've really gone off it. We could theoretically get rid of it, I think. I think we could actually get rid of it now, halfway through our save. I'll have to ask Matt what his views are on that. I fucking hate it. So, Ross Horn, the year is 2013. So we are the halfway stage then of season 12. Where do we start? Well, let's see. He's at Real Madrid then. Okay, but more importantly, let's have a look at where he's been all the way. Yeah, okay. So 47 years of age, yeah. All correct. Let's have a look then. Let's see. Okay, not as much of a managerial merry-go-round as I thought. So 7 years, or 6.5 years, just over 6.5 years, at Manchester United. There's loyalty right there. Now, you know me, right? I'm always honest, brutal, cunt. But also, you know, I acknowledge good loyalty. Well, let's see if the rest of the save that we go through is as clear-cut. Porto, so he was at Porto for a year and a half. No, barely that. So he finished his season at Porto. One thing I would say is that's an interesting time to leave Man United. March. I wonder why, to be honest with you. I mean, had he already clinched a title in that season, season 7, or not? So he obviously left Porto at the end of the following season, season 8. Went to Roma. Was at Roma for a season and a bit, so I'd imagine he got a title. Went to Schalke. Now, that couldn't have gone too well at Schalke there, because it looks like he was only at Schalke. Am I reading this right? 3 months? What the fuck? I'm just looking at it thinking, yeah, so 3 months you were at Schalke. What the fuck is that all about? Feyenoord for a year, and then he went to Feyenoord a year later, and we're coming up to 1 year at Real Madrid. Okay. So what do we say then? We're in 12 seasons. I think what we should look at is this. 8 league titles won. 27 cups won. Let's see if we can... Okay, so... Yeah, he won the Dutch Cup. There you see. Okay, now that's interesting. So... He finished 8th last season at Real Madrid. He must have taken over a real sleeping giant there. Qualified for the Intertoto, did really well. I don't often look at things like this, but he did really well he's been... right, okay, so he's still riding high then in the UEFA Cup. Feyenoord, then let's go back then to Feyenoord. He won the title, and I think, well done. So let's just have a look now then. So, Schalke. You'll have to give us an explanation on that one, Ross. Let's go to Roma. Yeah, he won the Champions League in 2010. He won the Italian Cup. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here. He didn't win the Italian League. Am I reading that right? He didn't win the Italian League. He won the Super Cup. That's because he won the Champions League over here. He won the Italian Cup, but he finished second in it. Okay, quite interesting. But nevertheless, you won the title with Portugal. I'd expect that, to be honest with you. Hang on a minute. Oh, right, okay, that's the same feat, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is. That's the same feat. Okay, looks like that was it at Porto. Yeah, you won 2 league titles. Right, okay, now this is what I want to look at. This is specifically what I want to look at here. So, okay, so he left Man United then in March 08. I would imagine you took over Porto and they were already in a good position because you won the title that season. What I was looking at is to see that if you'd already done anything at Man United that season, but you hadn't because it was quite early, weren't it? You qualified for the League Cup semi, the League Cup final you were in. Okay, that's interesting. I like that. I like that, Ross, in respect of you didn't. I mean, maybe I don't know if you were having a bad season. I wouldn't have thought you were. You've been at Man United for a long, long time, and I would imagine now, just to make this a little bit easier, let's just see. Yeah, look at that. So season. Yeah, he won the title several seasons. So he did win the title season 7. I would imagine. I don't know. Maybe it was a good time to move. You weren't actually the holders either. That's interesting. So you hadn't won the title 06-07. And you left 07, the latter part of the 08. So, okay, very interesting. But nevertheless, well done with that. Let's have a look now then in terms of the League Cup. Did you win it at all with Man United? Yeah, there you won it in 04. Well done. That's that. Let's have a look at the FA Cup. The FA Cup, yeah, there you go. You won it a few times. But most importantly, how did you get on with the Champions League? Yeah, there you go. Back to back. There you go. Good stuff. Okay, so, yeah, I am interested to know the deal with Schalke. I'm intrigued to know why you left Roma before winning the title, but who knows. Let's have a look at your tactic. Now, that's an interesting tactic. That is a very interesting tactic because Matt, on our Game On, he used that tactic when he was in France. And I remember us having a debate about 2 up top just doesn't really work. But you know, I'd say it served you well. The good thing about where you're at, Ross, is exactly what you said about. There's a lot of regen finding. You're at a great time for regens now. You know, you're 12 seasons in. You're going to start looking for those players. There's going to be very few players still knocking about. I'm sure you'll have Joe Cole about, Shane Tolley, Sambo will still be knocking about, but ordinarily, you know, maybe John Terry, you know, you're going to be looking for regens more than anything there. Is that, I think, is that the Medina, is it? So, yeah, the Medina at Sunderland, yeah, of course. Okay, so, so far, let's have a look. Riding high at the top of the Spanish League, joint with Barcelona. I fancy you to win that. You're in the UEFA Cup, so what's your objective this season? Okay, let's have a look at some notable purchases for you. I like this, Ross. I like this. Vladimir Perez, let's have a look at him. It's an interesting one, Ross. It really is. You've got a good record, and it's funny because it's not one of those records where you've just smashed everything. Let's have a look at what leagues you've got open. Let's see what is available to you. I'm not going to stay long. You've kept that really simple, which I like. You know, you've got all your main leagues, 6 leagues open, 7 leagues, sorry. So, I would imagine your objective is to try and dot around now then and get to Holland. I think you've got unfinished business in Germany. I think there's no doubt about that. And it's very difficult to leave Man United, I would imagine, to sort of almost start again. What's your finances like? Well, you're only secure, so fucking hell. Germany's where the money's going to be, I should say. That, you know. So it's an interesting one. I'm not sure what else we can look at. Let's have a look at your Stats. Okay, in Spain. Yep, okay. Let's have a look at what jobs you got going. Marseille, if you want to have a dapple in France. They are rich, 60,000 stadium. Got to be confident on that. Malaga, no, Malaga, fuck Malaga. Stockport County, Torino. Yeah, so a few. Oh look, Paris Saint-Germain, very insecure. Okay. So a few questions really. You know, why did you leave Italy? Obviously, you may have your reasons. How come you left Man United? Or was it? It could be that job came up, and there might not be another job that would appeal to you. So I'm probably answering that for you. Why did you leave Schalke? Hang on, where do we say you left for Schalke? So I've just had a thought. Feyenoord, shit, we didn't look at what you did at Feyenoord, did we? Okay, so you've been to Holland. So you were at Feyenoord for one season. Right, yeah, so you know, I would imagine, correct me if I'm wrong here, your plan was to try and dot around, get to all the countries. But do you know what? This is really impressive, Ross, and I would really like to see a part 2 to this. This is really good. There's a lot of simplicity in this. I like the 4-3-2. I like the 4-3-2. Let's have a look. Let's have a look now then. Let's have a look at your last game. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. That is great work, Ross. Keep it coming. And if anybody else out there wants their save looking at, and me being brutally honest, I will be. I think the most important thing is here for Ross is that he's using what I refer is a legal formation. As in, it's not centralised. He's got all the tick boxes. He's got like the wide men. He's got at least 3 at the back, and he's not using wib-wob, which I think is absolutely massive. And that's it from me, guys. Till next time, take it easy.